red button. Okay, you're going to get this piece of clay, and if it's really wet like this, you can kind of hit it on each side of your clay cloth. And you're going to keep it in this kind of rectangular shape. And what you're going to do is you're going to measure about 4 inches high, and then you're going to start to go the other way. And I'm flipping it as I go to keep it even. Otherwise, it's going to start to only come down on one side. Okay, so that's probably plenty. That it would be 4. Okay, so that's almost 5 inches. So 4 inches is how tall your mug has to be. Now I'm going to start rolling this way. And it's probably easier to stand and roll it because then you're kind of putting some of the pressure down on it rather than sitting. And we're going to go about 9 inches. So you're going to try and go for the 9 because that'll wrap all the way around your clay. And then you want it to be about 1/4 of an inch thick on the sides. And then we also always talk about how if you press really hard here and then not hard and then hard again, it'll create a hill. Or if you're not pressing hard and then you press hard and then not again, it's going to do that kind of skater half pipe deal. Okay? So I'm going to check before I go too skinny if this is about 1/4 of an inch. And it is, and then it is about the 9. So this is about how thick. And on the inside, it's going to be thicker than the outside, so this is about how thick you want it to be. Okay, but you want to use your ruler first. Then, we're going to try and go as close to the bottom as we can, because we want to fit all 9 until it runs out. And then we're going to go up 4 inches. And you can kind of erase. I went a little bit beyond 4. Okay, and then we're going to go 4 over here.
What happens if you're not exact?
Well, it probably isn't going to be straight then. Like, you want this bottom line to be straight to make the other line straight. And the hardest thing is going to be trying to make sure you get that 9 inches. But you should get I should give you enough clay that it'll fit. So it should be like this, 4 inches high, and I'll put these measurements on the board for you so you'll know 1/4 of an inch thick, 4 inches high, and 9 inches across. Okay, and you want to draw it out first because then if you do end up like having it be slanted or whatever, you can always erase the line. You want to go kind of slow, otherwise it can get ahead of you.
It can get messy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the video now.
Okay, then you're going to make this into a ball. And you want to smack it a lot because you're getting the air bubbles out. So we're going to put this aside because now we need our base. Brennan, will you grab one that doesn't have stuff in it?
Okay.
Or actually, never mind, it's okay. Come back. Okay. Sorry.
Film the video.
Okay, so then you're going to hit it like this, so you can still use your extra. Notice I am not winding up. Bring it all the way back here, and then throwing it down. Okay? That is not necessary. Okay? So you should not be doing that. Okay, this is going to be the same. We're just kind of keeping it in a circle shape. And we're going to keep rolling until it's down to about 1/4 of an inch. Again. And if you can kind of see if there's little air bubbles in there, they'll kind of pop up. And we can use a pencil to just pop those.
How can you tell where the air bubbles?
Can you see there's a little
Bump right there.
lump? We poke this. I'll move this more because I keep hitting it. Don't touch it. Jeez. Okay, so those might pop up as you're rolling. You do not, so you want it to be about 1/4. 1/2 is probably a little too thick. Okay, so that's about 1/4. Then we're going to take these little blue cups, and these are in the clay tool cupboard. You're just going to kind of outline it.
Why wouldn't you
Okay.
just flip it over and just?
Well, if you flip it over,
Oh yeah, well.
it's going to get
where's
stuck on
other
the
one?
inside.
Oh.
And that will just look weird.
Plus you have a little bit more, it's going to be bigger this way than if it were to be just cut out from the inside. And this might need to be smoothed out because this is a little more rough than
Then
we would like probably. You can use this or a wooden tool. It doesn't have to be these green plastic ones.
Which one works the best?
green plastic ones. So
But
we're gonna
don't
use
press
those.
so hard that you break these because these are, you know, a little bit flexible. So you don't need to press that hard. Okay, and then we're just going to smooth this out. But what you'll end up doing, if you've got the 9 inches, it should.
Fold.
Now you're not going to go around it, you're going to go above. So you would score all of this and slip it. But just to kind of see if it'll wrap all the way around, we're going on top. Okay, and actually that ends up being more than what we need. Okay, but if you go on the outside, you might lose some of your height, that 4 inches.
And it doesn't look like it's really enough either.
Yeah, so, I mean, it will go, so you probably could get away with between 7 and 9. So you end up cutting this off. But if you have time, what you would do is make these into a coil. And you can go back and forth like this, or you're kind of spreading your fingers out as you roll this.
I don't know what's funny. They're making me laugh because they're
Daddy's
laughing.
so I'm laughing, so Brendan's laughing.
Yeah.
This is on the video.
I know, but it's
'Kay.
classroom attitude. Like what happens
Then-
in class.
Stays in class.
Okay, so you're going to score it all. And you want to make it rough enough that it locks into place. If you go too lightly, it's going to just
Topple over.
like slide off of
So
each
what's
other.
the coil for still?
Well, why don't you just pay attention and you'll see.
Yeah, Wesley. Pay
Okay,
attention.
so we're going to put this on here to line it up. And you want to keep it open. And then you're going to put the coil on the inside. And you want to blend it as you go, because if you close this up, it's a lot harder to blend this in from going from the inside. So if this is open like this, it makes it a heck of a lot easier. Okay? You guys may not get to this point of actually putting your walls up. You might just only get your circle shape and your wall. Okay? And then you're going to smooth it out with your finger. And you're going to go all the way around. And then until it starts to kind of close up. So it has to be blended in. But I am going to look to make sure that you have it in there, because that helps support your walls. Okay, and I'm going to go through this kind of fast. So then you want to cut this off, because we don't need this extra. Then these will start to kind of line up.
It's a lot of extra clay.
Yep, and that's what you're going to use as your decoration clay. So you will still use it.
So like, will we get extra clay still or no?
A ton of extra.
If
like,
you
ton
will
of
still, if
added
you
stuff.
use up the other stuff, but you would use this first.
Yeah, 'cause
And you'll probably just end up wrapping it for Monday. Okay,
So this
so
is
you
like
put
all we're
these
gonna be doing
together.
today?
Yep, this is all you'll probably get done. And you may not even get your walls up. But then you'll need to blend this. If this gets thin, you're going to want to add a coil. You're going to need to blend this in from the inside.
Yeah, can you just do it for
So
me?
it should be,
Nice, Wesley. Can you just do it for me? Lazy Wesley.
yeah, that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, Wesley.
Last thing for your base part, you're going to blend all this together. So we're getting rid of all the lines so people don't know how we put it together. Okay?
What if you just did it on a spin wheel?
That's really, really hard to do.
Just stick your finger in there.
No.
No, it's more than that. Okay, so I will get you guys your clay. You're going to need clay cloth, rollers, rulers, slip, play tools in a blue circle cup.
Can I have
Oh, can I have that?
Is it done?
I asked for